Okie Dokie Literature Club and controversy are two things that go together hand in hand. The casual viewer may be confused on how a 5-year-old game long past its prime could still be brewing controversy. Well, that's because it's not the game that's controversial, but the people in the community. From the massive simps like Amanita to these special individuals like Dirt Thief, who to this day is still mauling and seething over me at everyone. But in the last video I did, which I recommend checking out if you haven't, we discussed a much darker side of the community, the predators. Now, I talked about 3 different predators in that video, but that doesn't mean that there are only 3. Those were just the biggest 3. For on October 1st, 2022, I was contacted on Discord with information regarding a 20-year-old guy being in a relationship with a 15-year-old girl. That guy being Caleb Priestley, aka Logixel Shift. The screenshots I received that night were incredibly damning, but I decided to hold off until I had more evidence against him. And over the next week, there would be countless screenshots leaked that prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Caleb is guilty. So ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the case against Caleb Priestley. Logixel is an enigma to say the least. He is someone that very few people in this community know exists, and the people that do know him only have negative things to say, if anything at all. Logixel was a DDLC modder and the co-founder of Team Logixel, a mod team because every time you need to create a mod, you need to create a mod team for some reason.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
Created for the development of Doki Doki Lament, a mod so irrelevant that when trying to Google it, a different mod called Lament and Recovery shows up instead.
This nigga is trash.
As you can probably guess, the mod was unofficially cancelled and hasn't been mentioned in over 2 years, up until now of course. That wasn't the only mod that Logixel had involvement in, that being Pyrrhic Pursuit. Although at this point it's not really a mod and more of a point and click game with a DDLC theme. Now, this apparently had $1,000 sunk into it, and in 2 years of development, this is what we got. Maybe starting to notice a trend here, and that's that everything Caleb touches instantly turns to shit. He's pretty much the anti-Midas.
That shit was trash, my nigga. You consistently drop the trash. Get this nigga his props.
Caleb has a reputation for being a complete asshole. He even got into his own little drama, ironically, with Magma and Dirt Thief. Man, I swear, Dirt Thief keeps finding ways into these videos without me even trying. I didn't even know about this until researching this. For fuck's sake, man.
Let's go. I'm planning on going. What the fuck?
Reading these messages, Caleb acts and talks like he's got his head up his own ass. But that's pretty much sums up who Caleb is. He's a narcissist who's been involved in multiple failed projects, and it's specifically his time working on Pyrrhic Pursuit that would lead to his ultimate downfall. During the development of Pyrrhic Pursuit, Caleb needed an artist to help him with the project. This is where our victim comes into the picture. She would join the team, and quickly her and Caleb would strike up a romantic relationship. The problem with this is that she was 15 and he was 20 when they were together. Ladies and gentlemen of the online court of public opinion, I'd like to present to you Exhibit A, Caleb admitting to being in a relationship with the victim. Well, I guess it hasn't kicked in yet. She's my girlfriend. It's hard to register, to be honest. My last girlfriend was back then. Okay, you may be thinking that this only proves that Caleb and were together, not that she was underage. Well, as you come to find out, Caleb is incredibly egotistical and stupid. I present to you Exhibit B. Caleb not only admitting that was 15, but that he also knew about it and still chose to be in a relationship with her regardless. She cared. Just curious, she cared? She saw through someone like me and was worried. Took the time to listen. So yeah. Isn't she 15? What about her? Why are you making this about me? I don't care what you say about me. I fucked up. So what? And to show that he really has no shame, I present to you Exhibit C. Him admitting everything in the last screenshot to yet another person. Caleb Priestley, the supposed child predator with multiple screenshots to back up the fact he dated a 15-year-old minor and has had close contact with others. Do you think I was never aware of this? I've always known. People never keep their mouths shut, and just like now, I'm hearing it all at the same time. And? What difference does it make? Calling me a monster? Calling me selfish? Yeah, I did. Look at yourself and reflect. So what? And just to prove that this relationship was sexual in nature, as if I need to do that, Exhibit D. I see. I'm somewhat the same, but not in a romantic way. I've only been interested in guys sexually, to be honest. Like I'll love her and do stuff with her. But if it was a guy, I'd only do stuff with them XD. That at least describes me.
Tell me I did not just see that.
If you want more concrete proof, here's a screen cap of messages between and Caleb. I love you too, Dove, my precious. You're the best. Do you know how much I love you? A lot. Never too much love.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
And if for some reason this still isn't enough, let's hear it from herself.
Huh? No, okay, change the topic. I can't think about that without thinking about Caleb, and that makes me sad, so I can't think about sex without thinking about Caleb, so change the topic. If my dad finds out about that, I'm fucked, royally. I'm fucking screwed. I'm fucking damned if I do, damned if I don't. If I don't talk about Caleb, I'll probably end up killing myself sometime here soon. If I do talk about Caleb, my dad finds out I'm dead anyway.
There shouldn't be any room for doubt at this point after seeing everything I've brought forth, but since this is a trial via a YouTube expose, it's only fair for Caleb to defend himself from these heinous accusations. And defend himself he did, as only a day after everything went public, Caleb would release an official statement in an attempt to clear his name. It did the exact opposite. Caleb's response might be the worst response I've seen to something like this. Nowhere in it does he even attempt to refute anything and resorts to just trying to tarnish the images of the people behind exposing him. But to make it even worse, at the end of his response, he admits to everything. I won't make an excuse for my actions with because I don't care. I never hurt and everything was consensual between us. It was a mistake when I look back on, I should have just been that friend she could talk to about anything.
FBI? Him. Come on in! There he is! Yeah!
And with everything presented today, we can conclude beyond a shadow of a doubt that Caleb Priestley is guilty! Guilty, I say!
Guilty! That is guilty! Hang that now! I got the rope right here!
But that's not where this video ends. There's still one more group of people that I still need to talk about. Now this is where the story takes an interesting twist. As it turns out, Mari wasn't the only predator to have people defending them after getting exposed. There is a community of people that stand by Caleb and says that he's done nothing wrong. And that is the community of a streamer and friend of Caleb, Ben, who goes by Hfactor66 online. Hfactor regularly has Caleb present on his channel, and after learning of the doc that dropped leaking everything I just talked about, This was his official response. I am familiar with the accusations that have been levied against Caleb in the Caleb case document that you may have seen spread around recently, but I'm choosing to keep him on for this series in spite of these revelations. As soon as I was made aware of the document, I called a meeting of my Discord server's moderation team to have an open dialogue with him to hear his side of the story. And after reviewing the document I was sent, and after reviewing the context of the document as well as Caleb's testimonial and the screenshots he were provided, we reached an unanimous decision to keep him on, with one abstaining due to the disturbing nature of the content that was revealed. We believe that the additional context and counter evidence provided by Caleb shows the flawed nature of the Caleb case document and the ill-intentioned motivations behind its creation. In saying this, we do not endorse the behavior he is accused of in the Caleb case document, but we do stand by our decision due to the circumstances surrounding it. If you have any issues with our stance, or you are one of the people involved with this case or have more evidence you'd like to share, then take it up with me on Discord in my DMs at Hfactor66, hashtag 0872. I will not tolerate this topic being discussed on my stream, and you will not be warned if you bring it up in my chat. Do not test me.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
This wasn't the only response made, as another member from his community saw the doc and decided to make a counter to it, and it's as bad as you think it is. It just attempts to downplay the severity of everything and tries to make the accusers look bad just like Caleb did. The line, like with I'll love her and do stuff with her, is concerning on the surface given the age gap between the two. But I think the prosecution are overselling what this screenshot actually is. The age gap is 20 and 15. That's a felony in the majority of the world, including where Caleb resides. This wasn't just a simple accident, this was a calculated decision. At least with the Pedo Defenders, they didn't make their defense of her this public. I even straight up said in the comments of one of his videos that if they were going to die on this hill, that I was going to bring them down with Caleb. But of course, Ben deleted that comment, attempting to hide from the inevitable. Due to your willingness to not only associate with a pedophile, but then had the audacity to platform said pedophile is absolutely fucking despicable. It makes y'all just as bad as him. So dear viewer, I want to show you the profiles of every guilty party right now. What you do with this information is none of my concern. I won't stand by as another pedophile is able to roam free in this community. And to you watching this, if you thought that I was done for, I hate to break it to you, but I'm just getting started. And as always, until next time.
Coming.